Hello friends, happy Thursday. Welcome to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. I hope you will like what I have to show you. And let me see, I think there we are. Okay. All right, so I am going to make an Easter card today. If you are new, my name's Janet, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Plus, I do a whole lot of other stamping as well besides just Stampin' Up! Okay, but today I'm using the Storybook Friends Stamp and Die set. This is a photopolymer clear stamp set. And then it has coordinating dies. A couple of them are off of here because I've got them on my little magnetic board over there ready to use. But this comes with 3 really cute frames, one of which I'll be using today, and the dies to cut out all the little critters that are in the stamps. And these are shown at a much smaller size than they actually are because they needed to be able to fit them all on there. But look at this with their little apron. Isn't that so cute? Most of them all have some little fun thing. I love this little bunny here because it's just a little bunny. It's not holding anything or dressed in any certain way. So this is a really cute bunny that you could use anytime for anything. Would also be really cute to put on the back of your cards, I think. They've got a little carrot patch down here, a little rock wall. Yeah, it's a really cute set. And it has really cute coordinating paper. So this is the paper. It's got cut aparts in here, as well as, sorry about that, I think I hit something there. It has the already die cut pieces, and you get 2 sheets in this pack. So it's called Storybook Moments, and I love these die cuts that are in here too. They are so fun. You could just pop one onto a card, or you could create a whole scene. I'm just going to use one piece of paper out of it today. And then let me grab my markers. So I've got 2 of these boxes. I know it's kind of hard to see. These clear boxes, I got them at Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know, are there any of those stores even left? I know the one where I got mine. Actually, I had to end up ordering one online because I went in to find a second one because I have it divided out by colors. Like this box has all of the pinks and reds and purples and yellows and oranges, and my other box has like all the skin colors and greens and more of the blues. But I was looking, I found my light Calypso coral right before I came on live, and I wanted the dark Calypso coral. So that's the only thing, is you kind of have to dig through them. But you know, it's really not a thing for me. There it is right there. I better pull this one out, which is the color Lifter, in case I make a boo-boo. It's really not a thing for me. This one goes in my other box, I think. To dig through. I mean, you kind of know what you're looking for, so I think I've got a couple of blues here that I need to take out and put in my other box. All right, let's get started. My back has been so messed up this week, you guys. It's just not been fun or pleasant whatsoever. It's been going on since last Friday, and it simply was me standing back up from a bent over position, and I felt my back go, and this is the worst it's ever been messed up. The last couple of days have been better, but it's still not back to normal. All right, so I'm not using white cardstock at all today. I am using very vanilla, and I've got all my little parts and pieces, and I'm just looking for my scrap here of very vanilla so I can stamp my bunny. Let me bring in my little foam mat here, because I am stamping with a clear stamp, and so when you do that you need to have a foam cushion. I know I repeat myself a lot, but that's just for the sake of people who might be new that are watching. Okay, so I'm gonna stamp my bunny in, I think I'm stamping it in pecan pie. Yeah, this is the color I want. All right. And I'm just gonna let it sit there for a few minutes. Well, not minutes, but a few seconds so that the paper can absorb that ink. There we go, so cute. So this weekend, actually it's already started, now is the big Stampin' Up convention. Obviously I didn't go. It's in, where is it? It's in a state far, far away from where I live in Oregon. North Carolina or somewhere. Anyway, it's hard to miss out on all the fun, but I don't like to fly, and I have flown. I didn't think I would ever be brave enough to get on an airplane, but I did. But the last time I got on an airplane was like, I thought to myself that I don't ever want to do that again. All right, so here we have Mr. Bunny, and I have got the dual-tipped flexible blending water-based blending marker here. And let me see if I can bring this in just a little bit. There we go. So these come in either, I think, 3 packs when you order them. So what I am gonna do here is just drag the color. It's kind of like watercoloring. I'm just dragging the color in from what I stamped, because I just sort of want the hint that this bunny is beige. And actually, let me bring my ink back over here, because I am going to want to use it a little bit. And I think, let me grab a block. I think I will just pick up a little bit of ink on my block here and go about it that way. So if I want more color, I can just pick it up right there. So let me continue to just color with the ink that's already on here, because like I said, I just kind of want the hint that the bunny is like a light beigey color. So I'm just going to go around the edges, and you can see how this marker bleeds out the color, right? And what I'm going to use that color for is I'm going to come back in on his tummy there and just make it a little bit darker there. And you can either do that with the blending brush, or you could use a water brush or paintbrush. But I'm just going to use the blending brush since that's what I've got in my hand. So I'm just blending out the edges, and I'm going to color in his feet there. And where the lines of the stamp have already put that shadowing in. Okay, so before I move on to the tummy, I'm going to bring in my light bubble bath here and do the insides of Mr. Bunny's ears. Like that. And let me just wash my brush off here by coloring off to a clean area, and then I'm just going to come in here and see if I can fill in. There we go. All right, so now let me pick up just a little bit of this. I don't want to make it too brown, but I just want it a little bit darker than the rest of his fur. So I'm not picking up very much of that color at all. I'm going to go ahead and kind of make that wet there, just like you would if you were watercoloring, and then come back in and add some of the color. You don't want to get too carried away with it because you don't want your paper to pill. Now, if you are stamping on watercolor paper, that's probably not as much of a concern. All right, we are going to go with that there. And then let me get the pink again, because I'm going to just give him a little bit of some pink cheeks, a pink nose there, and just right under his little mouth, like on his chin. So there's that. Let me clean my brush off. And don't worry if the tip gets stained. That's going to happen. But you can see there's no color coming off of it, so we're good. And like I said, this is dual tipped. Both tips are the same, so you can use either end. It's a nice tool to have in your arsenal. Okay, let me clean off that block before I go sticking my sleeve into it or something. Okay, so we are done with that. Well, not really. I still need to color the bow tie. So I found the Calypso coral because I think, well, that I've decided, and I see a spot I missed. I missed his tail, and I wanted his tail that darker brown. And now what I'm going, were you guys yelling at me? You missed his tail. Let me see if I can just pick up a little bit of color off the edge here. There we go. Now he's got his little brown bunny tail, and I better clean that back off again. Now, did I miss anything else? Just the bow tie still, I think. All right. Okay. So I'm going to start with my light Calypso coral. I think I'm going to have to get a new one of these days because the brush tip is being a little bent for some reason. Could be starting to run out of ink. Then I'm going to just make the knot a little bit darker and do some little kind of pleats out here. All right, I'm good with that. So there's our bunny. And now let me move this sheet off of here because I need to bring in my die cutting machine. And I've got my little mini one here, which I love. And I have my die here to cut my bunny. Get going. There we go. Aw, so cute. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, so that's ready, but I still need to die cut. So this is the other frame that's in the set. Let me put this back out here. There we go. Okay, and where's my parts and pieces? Here they are. So I've got a piece of Mossy Meadow. That's what I'm going to cut the frame out with. And then do I have another scrap of vanilla? Maybe I didn't give myself another scrap of vanilla, so I need to grab that. I'm thinking this scrap right here will be perfect. Is this little piece going to work over here? I think so. So I can just cut that off. There we go. Because all I want is the inside of the frame for my Very Vanilla. Uh-oh. Oh, no, I think it's good. I was going to say, I think it moved, but all I wanted was the inside. So we are all right. Put my garbage bucket over here. Okay, so there you have it. That's the inside of the frame. And then I've got my piece of Mossy Meadow here to cut the whole frame out with. I better poke out this stuff. All right, now we are good. Okay, don't move on me, please. And I'm not going to use that, but I'm not going to get rid of it. I just put all my little extra pieces back in with my dies so that if I want to use them another time, they're already there. So, or I mean, that's a really good scrap. You could cut lots of different things out of a scrap that size. Okay, so let me just set that to the side, and I've got that piece. Okay, here we go. Now then, I think I am done die cutting. So let me pull my paper back in over here. And I've got these pieces, and I've got my little crumb cake finger dauber, and let me just grab my crumb cake ink because I want to go around the inside of this a little bit. Vintage it up just a little bit. And then I just kind of want to go over lightly the inside piece here, just a little bit. Just dirty it up a little bit. All right, so there's that. And then I'm grabbing Mossy Meadow. And I don't think I need this right now, but I've never used my Mossy Meadow one. But I'm gonna use it now. Actually, let me bring this back because I think I'm gonna lay it on my paper. And go over it there. I really just want to do this top fancy work up here and make it a little bit darker. But it's easier to do it laying down because otherwise you might have the tendency to tear those little curly bits. Or bend them like I just did. That's okay, it'll lay back down. All right. So it just makes it a little bit darker, but I am going to go over the top of that too with my Wink of Stella and sparkle up that top piece. You might be able to see that that green is, see how Wink of Stella picks up ink, so you want to be mindful of that when you are using it on your projects because sometimes it might be blending ink where you don't want it to blend. All right, so now that is just all sparkly and shiny. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. Let me clean this off because I don't want to have green sparkle on something that I don't want to be green and sparkly. Okay, so now that part's ready. Okay, so let me kind of put this inside of here. It just goes back together like a puzzle piece. And then I'm going to be popping that frame up. So if I weren't popping the frame up, you would either want to take a little tape and put on the back of this to keep that piece in there, or glue some little strips of paper or whatever you might have just to hold those pieces together. And I'm still working on using all my borders here. I'm going to put that piece in the middle. Let me cut some of these apart. This is a good section I can stick in the middle. Maybe. Let me cut it apart too. And then I can take some of these around the edges. I think I got that one a little too wonky. There we go. And then my frame will all be together here. And one more. Let's see, let me just snip this one off. Maybe I better do that. I thought I saw another little piece on here. That one's too tiny. I'll just do this one. I've almost got those two sheets all used up. This has got one little tiny piece there, and this one's got one corner there. Okay, so that's ready to go. Let's work on the actual card. All right, so here is my piece of paper that I chose from the paper pack. Isn't that cute with all the little cottages? I think they're just little bunny cottages on there. There's what's on the back, a bunch of pretty vegetables. So let me bring my scrap paper back in, and my finger dauber and some crumb cake. And I'm gonna go around the border here just so that edge will stand out. And I cut this with my favorite die set that they retired, the Scalloped Contours dies. I just absolutely love these dies. And then there's a couple of ones that cut flowers out from the set that it coordinates with, but I really wish they would just come out with a set that are like that, these layers, because they are so good. And I told y'all when they retired it, I would continue to use it. So maybe you were lucky enough to get that set when it was available. It's a good one. right, so there we are with that. And then I've got, so Very Vanilla is a lighter, the vanilla and the white, they're lighter weight cardstock. So I always like to put an extra piece on the inside for my sentiment, just to make the card feel a little more sturdy. So I've cut one out here. So my card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So this is 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have the Easter greetings from the stamp set on my block. And let me bring my little foam mat back in here. I also have that cute little bunny. And let me bring back Pecan Pie. I'm going to stamp him down in the corner, right there. So cute. I just think he's the cutest little bunny. And before I get too carried away, let me just ink up the Easter greetings. And let me see if I can get it on here semi-straight. Easter greetings. Okay. I just want to clean my stamps off here real quick. Okay, so here we are with that. And then I am going to, where'd my pink go? Here it is. I'm just going to color my little bunny a little bit. Actually, let me make him have a little pink nose and a little pink mouth. And then I will take this and just kind of do the same thing quickly. Give him a little bit of color. Color his little tail there. Wait a minute, I want to just put a little more color right in here. Okay, too cute. So there is for the inside of the card. So I hope you will give me a thumbs up today. I really appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, that would be awesome too. Okay, so there is the inside done. And now then, this is just going to go on the front, but before we do that, I have this piece of lace here from my stash, and it's just a really pretty kind of same color as my card. And I've got, I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac glue here to attach it down the side, and I better bring my little silicone mat over here that's really needing a bath. So I'm just going to put this along here. I'm not going to put it down the whole entire thing because I'm going to do a glue as you go kind of process here. So I don't really want it hanging off the edge of my card too much on the side over here. I'll be trimming it off the top. But we don't want it hanging off the edge because we want it to fit in the envelope. So now I can pull that up and just add glue as we go. And make sure that I get it where I want it. This glue works really well. It's kind of stinky, but it does the job. It's one of those stringy kind of glues. All right, here we go. All right. Let me grab some scissors that I can clean off easily. There we go. Okay, there's our little lace trim. And then I can get the adhesive on the back of this panel. And then I'm going to center this on the front of my card so it's going to go over that lace. And I'm just trying to center it the best I can. There we go. All right, now our little bunny, I need to get him put onto the frame. Oops, I better put the lid back on this glue. And I'm just going to grab this glue because I'm going to glue him straight down. I don't need to have him popping up off the frame since it's supposed to be like a picture. I'm going to bring in my ivory marker here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of color under where he's standing so it doesn't look like he's just floating in the air. So there we go with that. Now to pull all the backs off all these little pieces. And this is just going to go right in the middle. And then to embellish, I have the little low profile dots. So these are really great, especially if you're going to be mailing your card, so that, you know, they're not bumping up way off your card. And I'm going to use the pretty pink ones because it'll just bring out that little bit of pink color that's showing here and there. And these do seem to have, it seems like they've got a little sparkle in them, but maybe not. It could just be the reflection off my lights or something. So I'm going to put one big one and two little ones. And then let's turn it and do the same thing up in this corner. And there you have it. So cute, I think. Even with that little bit of lace on it, I still think you could give it to a boy. I do. And if you want to leave the lace off, leave the lace off. I think just kind of adds a little bit of something, something. Easter greetings. So there's that one. And then the first one, I did my frame with that Calypso coral color, which is kind of the color that is in these little houses. But I just wanted to do the frame a different color on this card. So that is what I did. All right, let's have story time. Still in the What Dogs Teach Us book, Life's Lessons Learned from Our Best Friends, and this book is by Glenn Dromgoole. And I've got my little doggy bookmark there. Friendship means caring and sharing. Pulling together makes work more enjoyable. Aren't they beautiful? We have to trust others to survive. Everyone likes to be complimented. A good belly rub or back rub makes everyone feel better. Be happy when people drop by for a visit. My dogs wouldn't be calmly sitting at the door like that. We have Chihuahuas. They would be barking at you. Make companionship a priority. I made a little cone-shaped birthday hat like that when Todd turned a year old. And I put ruffled paper around the part that sits on your head. And so every year, he and Tula share the party hat. So we put the party hat on them and take their picture for their birthday. Codependency is okay as long as one of you has 4 legs. To reassure you, oh, sorry. let's look at that again. Treasure your friendships. I certainly do. Faithfulness is a basic ingredient of a loving relationship. And we will stop with that one today. I hope you have a great weekend ahead, and I really appreciate you stopping by and being here for my live. And for those of you watching the replay, I really appreciate that as well. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you could. And I will be back on over the weekend for a Saturday morning makes. I'm going to a Stampin' Up card making event on Saturday, so I will have 10 cards to show you from that. So come back and take a look at those. And in the meantime, I hope you get to do something crafty. Happy stamping. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.